I wanted.
My bank that side.
Oh, there's your menu. Get the menu.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to ask basically about when you hire employees.
Yeah.
Do you do background searches, like
Oh,
criminal activities and all those stuff?
No, we don't go that far. We phone the previous, of course, the previous places where they've worked, and we have to find out what was their problems. Why did they leave?
Oh.
And we will not employ someone if they say, "No, please, it's just trouble." Of course. Okay. So
Okay.
you have, of course, you have to.
Do background searches. And the money in the cash register, do you bank it daily, weekly? What's the process of banking it?
Yes, to keep the system going, we have to bank every day.
Every day.
Yeah. So if the float is not a lot, we bank a little bit. If it's over a certain amount, yeah. If it's too little, we bank just enough to keep it going.
Oh.
The computer, the program on the computer force you to bank every day.
Oh.
Yeah.
What happens if maybe the waiter made a mistake on the bill? Who changes that? Like maybe an override or anything. Who does that? Is it
Okay, if it's really their mistake, it's their mistake. But if we say if someone ordered something and we have a walkout or it's wrong and we can stop it before it's being made, then we can just take it off and she doesn't have to. It's not, yes, then we stop the process and she doesn't have to pay for it. Yeah.
Who
But
does
if they
that?
made it, what are we going to do? Then it was her fault. But it must be really her fault.
let's say before the receipt is out? Who does the amendment? Is just
Oh,
anyone?
no. I do it.
So you're the only one
Yeah,
who
they-
The
passwords,
owners are the
keys, or
only
what?
ones who can change anything.
thing on
Do you
the.
use a key, a password, or what it is?
Fingerprint.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes.
I take it even the banking. You're the one who also does the banking of the
No, the
cash.
manager does that.
The manager. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
do.
but-
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We don't go to the bank with it. It all depends on the float.
Oh, okay. Do
But in the program you say you bank.
Okay.
oh, but you don't. And then the physical banking when it's
No,
that.
there's not really
Like
money.
the cash?
It's not really money because we do all the suppliers get paid out of that.
Oh.
So it's just the process of there must be cash so that we can pay the suppliers. There's not really
Like money
no,
enough
no,
to
there's
go
not-
to the
no,
bank
no,
physically.
no.
Oh.
No, we never do that.
Oh, okay.
It's just there's a process. You tell the computer you bank this much and that much. Don't ask me how it works. But there must be enough so that if all the stock comes, that we can pay them.
Okay.
So sometimes it's very low. Then we have problems because we have here credit cards and the student cards, and you don't get that immediately. Yeah. Okay. Keep that in mind here. And you know you can use your student cards.
we just started.
Right?
They just asked me
Yeah.
the tips. How do you make sure, like the waiters get their tips when the payment has been made?
Listen,
From a
it's
student card?
their responsibility. They put it in on the card machine, and that machine will, in the end of the day, kick out the amount that was extra. Yeah, and when they cash off, they have to pay in a certain amount, but that money always comes to them. It's not we don't get it. On that slip, it's their money. Yeah.
Okay. Just a
But-
follow-up question.
Yeah.
As we were asking one of the waiters, she said that they keep their money.
Yeah.
They sort of keep their money with them until the end
Yes.
of the shift.
Yes. So they have that money, and when we cash up,
Yeah.
the computer prints out how much they must pay back. So the tips will be theirs. Yeah.
So who sort of does the reconciliation? Because I mean, if I'm the one who prints the slip and have the cash, I can always do something about the cash. I mean, maybe put short money there. Or
No, they can't because we listen. Okay, they cash off. The thing prints everything out and it tells you this was the card sales, that was the student card, that was cash, and this is the amount I want from you.
who's
Then-
there to say that? Oh,
Yeah. Then they give that money to me, and what's extra
there.
is the extra. That's theirs.
computer
And
already
then,
does the bill.
yeah, and then with that, it's their 3% commission is already.
Oh, so they paid on
calculated. Yes,
commission.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. No, that's-
Okay.
So your program is the clever one. Yeah. We don't do the thinking. The program.
Also, you also do the payments of suppliers. You do the payment
The payments are
for suppliers. You do the
yes. When they come, you check what they have. You give them what they want. You enter it into the computer. This is the supplier. That's the amount, and it gives a little print out, so we know exactly. Yeah. So we do that. We have a guy who programmed for all the programmed it for the Troy Marais in Luton. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
So all
oh,
the trauma rates basically.
All the
is
Troy Marais have the same one.
oh,
So
okay.
when we have a problem, he has to come out,
Fine.
or we phone him and he tells us do this and this and that. Yeah.
Oh,
So
So-
how do you make sure that you always have enough inventory on hand? Like you don't have too much stock or too little.
We sit every day at about 2:30, print out what was the sales of the day, and then we have someone take stock. Someone
Every
has to
day.
go through everything, count every piece of chicken, every little bag of biltong, everything. So you sit and you see what was sold during the day. Then you calculate the next afternoon what was sold then, plus that, and you see if there was 20 pieces of 150 chicken and we sold that much, then there must be this much. But the program can do it as well, but we prefer to do it manually because there's sometimes you need an explanation. Why is there something extra? Why somebody didn't want chips, but he wanted this. So there's always this factor. And when we do it manually, we get it and we can discuss it. Okay.
any more questions?
like when you're waiting, like explain to us that when they print the electricity, they can sometimes put this link to the chefs and then they so I just want to understand like how do you monitor that the waiters don't eat stuff that are not on
The kitchen staff are not allowed to make anything that's not on the slip. They read it, but then they put it there. And then the system where we check in the afternoon, that much was sold, so that means that much must be left. That, yeah. So your amounts must correlate. And you see immediately if there's one piece of chicken missing, one little bit of the ice cream scoops, the everything.
So how often do you do the laundry house?
Pardon?
How often do you do
Every
that?
day. Every day. You can't wait and yeah, you can't wait. And when say a bag of chicken comes in, you weigh it, you say and you do your maths and say 43 pieces of 150s, 10 pieces of 250s out of this bag. So we know exactly. There's no guessing here.
So
Yeah.
with the drinks, how do you control like the
My
stock?
husband comes in every day and he prints out the same slip, and if there was say a cocktail, they weigh the bottle every day. So he works out this much weight must go out for the day. That means if you subtract it from that amount, this must be left, and if it's not, they pay in.
Wow.
The drafts, it's supposed to, I think the black label must give you about, you can get 60, but we work on 55, just for if there's too much foam or something. And there are slips, of course there are slips. If it's less than 55, they start to pay you. Because then someone didn't maybe try to sell it under the table. And we divide it among everyone on the floor who could do that.
Interesting.
Because you can ruin yourself if you don't check.
Yes. Oh.
It's just human nature.
Yeah.
I'm working here. I'm working so hard. I'm really entitled to a little bit extra here. But in the end, if everyone thinks like that, I know. I also worked at places. Yeah. Oh, I worked so hard today. I think I can have just. And no one thinks it's stealing. It's just, but if you have 15 or 20 people working here, and everybody, my son works out, and if you do your maths, if you lose 2 drafts a day, so let's work on 40 rand. Multiply it by the days you are open for a year. It's a couple of thousands. That's go and do. Just get a little bit of that.
Sure.
My son and I have a health shop in the Sanlam Plaza. And we had a girl who worked for us, and in the end we worked out that she took about 100 rand a day. And for the period that she was there, I think it was 2.5 years, it was nearly 100,000 rand. If you do that maths, you'll see what you will lose.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you ever go into business, check. It's just think about that money.
Thank you.
It's not that you don't trust people. It's just things happen, and you have to make everybody aware that it can't happen. Yeah. Just to, and it clears the air, makes everyone happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
What are you studying?
Accounting.
Okay, so somewhere you